It starts with a silence that feels wrong, the kind that makes a family's imagination do more damage than any confirmed bad news. Archie is supposed to be away at a lodge convention, a harmless little trip that should end with him bursting through the door loud and proud, as if he'd been elected mayor of whatever hotel ballroom he wandered into. Instead, there's nothing. No call, no check-in, no smug "I'm fine, I'm busy." Just a blank space where Archie's noise should be. And as the hours pass, that blank space turns into a threat. Gloria keeps dialing numbers, repeating the same questions, waiting for a human voice to say something definitive, anything. Edith moves around the house as if motion can hold panic back, tidying things that don't need tidying, picking up objects that were never out of place, trying to keep herself from sitting still long enough for fear to sit on her chest. Michael tries to be the steady one, the man who says, "Let's not jump to conclusions," but even he can't hide the fact that something is off. Archie is not the type to disappear quietly. If he misses a bus, he complains. If he's delayed, he announces it. If he's uncomfortable, he calls home to make sure everyone knows. The absence of Archie's voice becomes its own kind of evidence, and it pushes them from worry into something closer to dread. They go to the police station, expecting urgency and getting bureaucracy. They're told they have to wait before filing a missing persons report, as if the emotional urgency of a family is a minor detail compared to a procedural checklist. That delay is cruel, not because the police are deliberately heartless, but because time is the enemy of calm. The longer you wait without answers, the more the mind invents answers. Then someone says the thing that feels like a dirty slap. Maybe Archie ran off with another woman. It's offered as a possibility because it happens in other cases, because men do it, because detectives have seen enough mess to expect mess. But to this family, it detonates. Gloria rejects it immediately, furious that anyone would reduce her father to a cliché. Edith reacts with a complicated mix of hurt and reluctant hope, because even betrayal is a form of certainty, and certainty can feel like relief when the alternative is imagining Archie hurt somewhere with nobody helping him. Back at home, fear turns the apartment into a theater of speculation. Michael starts searching through Archie's personal items as if a personality can be reverse-engineered into a location. He looks at souvenirs, photos, little scraps of Archie's life that would normally be junk and now feel like clues. Gloria keeps calling the lodge, calling the convention offices, calling anyone who might have seen him. Edith tries to keep faith, but you can see her struggling because loyalty doesn't stop imagination. Love doesn't stop the mind from asking, what if? Then Stretch Cunningham shows up, bringing the kind of casual swagger that feels almost offensive in a crisis. He jokes like this is just another day. He claims Archie was excited about the convention, acting normal, acting like he'd be back in no time. But then Stretch mentions Mildred Boom Boom Turner, the receptionist at the plant, the woman with the kind of nickname that practically writes its own scandal. Stretch says Archie has been admiring her, making comments, hovering, soaking up her attention like it's a drug. Michael's eyes light up, because Michael is the kind of person who believes every messy theory is more plausible than a clean one. In his mind, the affair angle is not only possible, it's the most entertaining explanation. And fear helps him sell it. Because the moment a theory offers certainty, people latch onto it, even if it humiliates them. Gloria calls the plant. She tries to reach Boom Boom. The answers are vague. Boom Boom is sick. Boom Boom is out. Boom Boom isn't reachable. The vagueness becomes fuel. If Boom Boom can't be located and Archie can't be located, then the mind draws the line between them. Pictures appear. Archie standing near Boom Boom, smiling, close enough to suggest intimacy. Edith looks at those pictures and feels a kind of pain that isn't only jealousy. It's the pain of realizing she might be losing Archie in a way that makes her feel replaceable. Gloria feels rage on her mother's behalf. Michael feels smug satisfaction that his cynical worldview might be right. And that's the dark joke of the situation. A family in panic begins to rehearse emotional violence against a man who might actually be in danger. They start building speeches, punishments, accusations, not because they want to be cruel, but because cruelty feels like control. If Archie betrayed them, then they can fight him. If Archie is simply missing, they can't fight the void. Then Boom Boom herself shows up, and reality walks in like a slap. She's not hiding Archie. She's offended at the rumors. She has her own boyfriend, her own life, and she's irritated that Gloria and the family have turned her into a character in a story she didn't consent to. She explains the pictures in the most deflating way possible. Archie likes attention. Archie likes being near her because it makes him feel important. Archie jumps into photos and collects the illusion of closeness like a souvenir. But nothing happened. There was no romance. No secret getaway. No fight. The family's humiliation is immediate. They've built a scandal out of fear. Gloria feels foolish and furious. Michael has to swallow the fact that he was wrong, and he hates being wrong. Edith feels relief so deep it almost makes her dizzy. But relief isn't a finish line. It's just the removal of one terrifying possibility. Because the real problem is still there. If Archie isn't with Boom Boom, he's still missing. And then, finally, the phone rings with the call they've been begging for. Archie is alive. Archie is fine. Archie returns with a story so bizarre, so chaotic, and so perfectly Archie that it almost feels like an insult to the terror they've lived through. His disappearance wasn't a crime. It wasn't a romance. It was an accidental spiral of bad timing and stubbornness. Mistransportation, confusion, a chain of wrong turns that snowballed because Archie refuses to admit when he's lost. He got stranded in the most ridiculous way, and somehow, in Archie fashion, he turned the whole ordeal into a story where he is the center, the survivor, the man who handled it. The emotional collision is immediate. Edith wants to hug him and shake him. Gloria wants to yell because her fear needs somewhere to go now that it has been denied tragedy. Michael wants to mock him because sarcasm is how he processes relief. Archie wants applause, or at least understanding, and he doesn't fully grasp that his family's fear wasn't an overreaction. It was love trying to survive uncertainty. The household tries to reset, but the reset is messy. Small domestic issues flare up, like they always do when big emotions have nowhere else to land. A simple repair job becomes another argument about competence and control. It's almost comforting in a twisted way. The family returns to fighting about ordinary things because ordinary things mean the world is still intact. Then the story pivots again because Archie experiences what he believes is a brush with death at work. A heavy object falls where he had been sitting, and he avoids serious harm because he moved at the last second. To the family, it's an accident and a close call. To Archie, it's a sign. He decides a higher power warned him, protected him, saved him. And once Archie decides something is divine, he becomes a new kind of loud. He declares he's changing. He declares he's grateful. He declares he's going to church. He talks like his life has been rewritten by fate. Edith is moved because she wants this to be real. She wants Archie to become softer, kinder, less stubborn, less cruel with his words. Gloria is cautiously hopeful. Michael is openly skeptical, insisting the universe doesn't send messages. People just get lucky, and luck doesn't mean you're special. The debate becomes loud, but it's not really about theology. It's about coping. Archie needs meaning because meaning makes fear feel manageable. If God saved him, then the world isn't random, and that comforts him. Michael rejects that because he believes meaning must be built, not handed down. They argue because both are terrified of the same truth. Death can come close without warning, and no one gets to negotiate with it. Archie's new religious phase quickly reveals its complicated side. He doesn't become gentle, he becomes righteous. He insists on rituals, on grace, on showing off his devotion like proof. He wants the family to validate his transformation. But then faith becomes expectation. He buys a raffle ticket and convinces himself he's destined to win a color television. The ticket becomes a test. If he wins, it's divine reward. If he loses, it's frustration. When he loses, you see the fragile edge of his devotion. His faith is sincere, but it's also tangled with bargaining. He wants miracles, and he also wants prizes. Then the church asks him to prove commitment in the most inconvenient way possible, driving a bus for seniors on Sunday afternoon, exactly when he wants to watch football. Suddenly, devotion costs him something real. Archie agrees, then resents it. He looks for excuses. He struggles with the idea that being good might require sacrifice, not just speeches. And that's where the story's sting lives. A man can declare faith loudly, but the real test is whether he'll keep his promises when they interfere with what he loves. By the end, the family has been dragged through the emotional ringer. Terror from silence, humiliation from suspicion, relief from Archie's return, and then a new conflict born from Archie's need to turn fear into meaning. The twist isn't just that Archie wasn't missing because of scandal or tragedy. The twist is that the household's panic reveals how fragile love becomes under uncertainty, and how quickly people invent stories to protect themselves from a void. Archie comes home alive, but the family learns something uncomfortable. Sometimes the worst part of a crisis is not the event itself. It's what your mind does when it can't find the truth fast enough.